Hello, and this is Theme Park Squib, and welcome to another Fright show. This week we've got a lot of news to get through. I'll show you some merchandise, also reveal last week's guest amaze and this week's guest amaze with some clues, and also shout-outs. Let's get into news. This week in news we have got some rumours about attractions for 2019 and attractions that could be removed at the end of this year, as we had two attractions that have been announced to be removed from two different parks. Chessington have announced that Hocus Pocus Hall will be closing at the end of the year, and Adventure Island are selling the Scorpion Flat Ride. Also, we have the reviews from Thorpe Park Fright Nights and Alton Towers Scarefest for this year's event. Firstly, the rumours about a ride closing at Drayton Manor. After the accident, there's not a lot of news coming out of Drayton Manor last year. They haven't got many new rides, and it's quite a shame that they've announced, or not announced, it's been rumoured that G-Force, their Marathon X-Kart coaster that opened back in 2005, could be closing at the end of the year after maintenance costs and extreme downtime, as it's been down since June. It's one of their two major coasters there. There's that and Shockwave. Luckily it's not Shockwave going the stand-up coaster, because I'd rather have Shockwave than G-Force, because G-Force is a painful ride and quite rough, while Shockride's an enjoyable ride and is a UK only, and I think there's another X-Kart in this country. But it's a shame that a big thrill coaster will be going from their park, only having one. I reckon that a big development is going to go there, because at the start of the year they announced that the cable car will be closing, which station is right next to G-Force. So maybe a brand new roller coaster could come there and replace G-Force at Drayton Manor. Also, some rumours about the new additions to Chessington World Adventures for 2019. We know that Hocus Pocus Hall will be closing at the end of the year and will be sold. It has actually been sold now to a buyer, and the new buyer will be officially announced on October the 17th. So just over a week until we find out a new buyer, and the new buyer will move in spring of 2019. The rumours are that it's going to be The Room on the Broom, another IP and another Julia Donaldson novel. She has already got one of her novels in the park, which is to Gruffalo, which is the Gruffalo River Ride Adventure that opened back in 2017. So if another one comes, it's really going to become just Julia Donaldson novels around the park. Hocus Pocus Hall kind of fits a witchy theme, as it is anyway, but I'd rather have an original thing like Tiger Rock get brought into that building. They already have the Room on the Broom story time at Halloween, which is returning this year. That will be located in the Pandemonium stage. And yeah, another rumour about another attraction that could be closing at the end of this year to get a retheme for next year, which Toadie's Crazy Cars down in Africa at Chessington. It looks like that could be removed, as it was on their plan of the three rides to remove, and another Julia Donaldson novel will take it over of What the Ladybird Heard. Toad's Crazy Cars is the vintage car ride at Chessington and is themed to the book The Wind in the Willows. That's quite an old book now, and they may go for a newer book to replace it, but I don't really think a car ride would really fit What the Ladybird Heard storyline. And I think if they did do it, they'll just try and cover up all the old Toad theming with paper with the characters on, basically, and it will mean that we'll lose another attraction. It could be possible, as Toadie's Crazy Cars was on the three rides that were going to get removed when they announced their development plan back in 2016. That included Bubbleworks, which was rethemed to Gruffalo, the Chessington Carousel that was completely removed and had a new carousel, the Adventure Tree, put in, and Toadie's Crazy Cars. They may have moved away from this, and this may just be a rumour, it's not official, but Dragon Falls and Hocus Pocus Hall were not on that plan, so maybe they've moved on from that and thought Toadie's can stay for a bit, we'll remove it in a few years' time and retheme some other attractions, because Chessington really do need another ride, and another year, 3 years in a row now, we've just had rethemes at the park. Gruffalo River Ride Adventure last year, this year Tiger Rock, and Hocus Pocus Hall next year, so hopefully Chessington could get something big in 2020. Also, the first reviews are in from Thorpe Park Fright Nights for this year's 12 attractions. The 12th attraction was announced last week to be Fanta's Twisted Carnival. You have to be 16 to enter this attraction, and it will only be on Saturdays and Sundays from 12 in the afternoon all the way until 10. It's going to be a show, and it's going to be located next to Storm in a Teacup down there at the park, and will only be open Saturday and Sunday. It's sponsored by Fanta, and I don't really know what's going to be in this attraction. It's a bit late, it's the 12th attraction at the event, and yeah, I really don't know what's going on. Is it a show? Is it a walkthrough? or is it just a bar as it's Fanta? And that means that it'll be over there, but also Rumble Rapids will be closed for the Fright Night season according to the app, and will not be reopening until 2019. That happened last year at Fright Nights. Lucky it's just 2 attractions, I'm a Celebrity in Rumble Rapids, not 3 like last year with Rush getting included in that. And the reviews are in that 3 really strong attractions this year. The returning ones are all strong, but with some changes. But saw with Walking Dead Do or Die, they say it's an improvement from Sanctum, because it's basically Sanctum going through the big top treatment. Also, Dead Creek Woods, people are saying it has an amazing ending. But with the other maze, Vulcan Peak, it's not getting that good reviews. With the bag on your head, walking through, and people are saying it's a bit more of a toned down scare attraction, not scare actors or touching in there like Molly Crow was a couple of years ago at Alton Towers, more sound effects. Also at Alton Towers Scarefest this year, Project 42, the brand new maze located down in the Nemesis Subterra building in Forbidden Valley, is actually getting some really good reviews with an outdoor section, and in that maze hopefully I will be experiencing it if I can get a single shot this Saturday, as I will be visiting Alton Towers this Saturday for Scarefest, and I cannot wait. That's it for news, let's get into merchandise. Speaking of merchandise, I'll be showing you one of my Drayton Manor mugs I did pick up from my visit last year. Crazy to think that's been over a year, since 2017, Easter, or the bank holiday near Easter, we did go down there, really nice park. I went there so much when I was really young, and I really do enjoy the park. I've only been there once, but hopefully next year I will go, and if they get a new coaster I'll be definitely going back. So this mug's got silhouettes of all the main attractions. You've got a dinosaur, you've got the bouncy pirate ship, an amazing pirate ship, G-Force there, Apocalypse in the middle, the entrance thing of Soda at Thomasland, Shockwave there, the Maelstrom flat ride, and the Lighthouse of Stormforce 10, the carousel and a vintage car, and all the letters of all the major attractions, like you've got Stormforce, G-Force, and you've also got Apocalypse on there, and Drayton Manor theme park down there. Really nice mug showing the park off. I do like getting my park mugs when I go to a park, like a new park. I do like getting my park mugs, like when I went to Wallaby Belgium I got one with Wallaby on it, and I do like getting them because it shows that I've been to that place and it's not just a ride mug. But if I keep going to places I will get ride mugs as well. That's it for merchandise this week. Let's get into Guess the Maze. Speaking of Guess the Maze, I will reveal last week's Guess the Maze, that was the welcoming Be Chosen at Alton Towers, the brand new maze for last year that was going to tease the storyline of Secret Weapon 8, which is now Wicker Man. Well done if you did get that right. You will get a shout out in this week's shout out section of the show. This week's Guess the Maze is going to be a scare maze, obviously. If you do get it correct, you'll get a shout out in next week's episode of the show. And yeah, this week's maze originated in 2013 when a big licensing, IP licensing, was brought to the park. And this maze was the first outdoor maze this park had ever seen. It was there, and in 2016 had a name and a re-theme to a film that was released that year, which was a sequel to that maze, which was based on a film and was redone into that. It was a year missing from the event, and this year is returning to the event. So if you know what that maze is, put it down in the comments down below, and you'll get a shout out in next week's shout out section of the show. Let's get into shout out. Get straight into the shout outs. First we have the people who got the Guess the Maze right from Nasher Vlogs. Thank you, well done for getting it right. Molly Wiltshire, well done. And Digital Dan, well done for getting the maze correct, and hopefully you can get next week's one correct. Next we have a YouTube comment from Carl Livermore. Thank you for commenting. Next we have a Twitter like and retweet from Thrill Nation and Thrill Rise Photography. Thank you for retweeting and liking on Twitter. That's it for this week's episode of the show. This weekend will be the first Halloween vlog from Alton Towers Scarefest. I can't wait, and then after that we'll have a load of vlogs next week's show, and after that we'll have a load of vlogs. I'll see you in the Alton Towers vlog or in next week's show, so I'll see you there. Bye!